On January 22nd, 1935, an incident occurred at the Hotel President in Kansas City, Missouri. A man who identified himself as Roland T. Owen checked in. He arrived without any luggage and was described as being between 20 and 35 years old, with brown hair, a visible scar above his ear, and a case of cauliflower ear. He was well dressed, wearing a black coat, and was given room 1046 with the key. The maid, Mary Soptic, entered the room to clean while Owen was present, but asked her not to lock the door behind her, as he was expecting a friend to visit soon. Owen kept the room dimly lit, with the blinds closed and only one dim lamp. Other staff members who entered the room also noticed this detail. Soptic noted that Owen seemed worried or afraid and preferred to stay in the dark. At 4 p.m., Soptic returned with fresh towels and found Owen lying on the bed, fully dressed, in the dark, with the door unlocked. She also noticed a note that read, "Dawn, I will be back in 15 minutes. Wait." The next morning, January 3rd, Soptic returned to clean the room. She discovered that the door had been locked from the outside, leading her to believe that Owen had locked it when leaving. When she entered, Owen was sitting inside, in the dark. This meant that someone else had locked the door from the outside. While Soptic was cleaning, Owen answered a phone call and declined an offer for food, insisting that he was not hungry. Soptic returned later that evening with fresh towels and heard two male voices inside the room. When she knocked, a rough voice asked, "Who is it?" Upon explaining that she had towels, the voice replied, "We don't need any." During the night, a woman staying in room 1048 reported hearing loud voices, both male and female, cursing on the same floor. There was a party happening in room 1055. On the morning of January 4th, around 7 a.m., the hotel switchboard operator noticed that Owen's phone had been off the hook for a while without being in use. She sent the bellboy, Randolph Probst, to check on the situation. Despite the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door, Probst knocked several times and heard a voice saying, "Come in, turn on the lights." However, the door was locked and no one opened it. After repeated knocking, Probst simply instructed, "Put the phone back on the hook," assuming Owen was drunk. About an hour and a half later, at approximately 8:30 a.m., the phone was still off the hook. Another bellboy, Harold Pike, used a passkey to enter the room. With only the hall light, Pike found Owen naked on the bed, seemingly drunk. He also noticed stark stains on the bedding around Owen. The phone stand had been kicked down, so Pike fixed it and put the phone back in its receiver. Between 10:30 and 10:45 a.m., the phone was off the receiver once again. Probst was sent to resolve the situation. When he opened the door, he encountered a horrifying scene. He later told the police, "When I entered the room, this man was on his knees and elbows, holding his head in his hands. I saw blood on his head. I then turned the light on and saw blood on the walls, bed, and bathroom. This frightened me, so I left the room and went downstairs." Owen had been bound with cords around his neck, wrists, and ankles. There were bruises on his neck, indicating an attempted strangulation. He had multiple stab wounds above the heart, one of which had punctured his lung. Blows to his head had caused a skull fracture on the right side. There was also blood spatter on the ceiling. Dr. Flanders removed the cords from Owen's wrists and asked him who had done this to him. Owen replied, "Nobody." When asked about the cause of his injuries, Owen claimed he had fallen and hit his head on the bathtub. The doctor questioned whether he had attempted suicide, to which Owen answered no. Shortly after, Owen lost consciousness and was taken to the hospital. He remained comatose and passed away shortly after midnight on January 5th. It was later discovered that Owen's real identity was Artemis Ogletree. No suspects have ever been identified. The Kansas City Police continue to investigate the case.